Yeah, and I found out about the smear campaign when I went back to Jacksonville to fight for my tenant rights because I knew I had rights. And the police officer that you guys called on me to get me removed, yeah, he agreed with me. He agreed with me because what you guys did was fucking illegal. And then you threw out all of my belongings, all my furniture, all my appliances, all of my clothes, all of my everything. Literally thousands of dollars worth of things you guys just threw away, you know. And I know a lot of it, the gang destroyed the house, but a lot of the stuff wasn't damaged. You just threw away my shit for no reason so you could clear the house out for, the mother-in-law. But the lies that you guys told, I found out because I went to my neighbor and he was like, "You were living there for free? Man, how you dropped the ball on that?" And I told him, yeah, man, I can't believe y'all told him I was living there for free. Y'all didn't tell him about all the free labor I did for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You didn't tell him about the free labor. You didn't tell him about me getting sick from overwork and COVID accelerating my conditions. You didn't tell him that you guys gifted me the house, told me I could sell it even if I wanted to. You didn't tell him all of that. Y'all didn't tell him that I was there to recover while I was waiting for my disability hearings. And you guys lied to your mother-in-law about that too. Because even though she and I butted heads at first, we did butt heads at first because I was fucking pissed as shit. Y'all were literally throwing me out of the house that you gave me and then lying about everything about it. So yeah, of course, me and her, I'm a sassy motherfucker when you piss me off. I'm sassy as shit. But you know what? I like her too because she's sassy as fuck too. And we were sassy at each other. But when she told me, she's like, why, we talked for a bit and it was sassy for a bit. It was, spicy because she couldn't kick me out because I legally had a right to be there. But the more we started talking, the more I started to realize and recognize that you guys were lying to her. She didn't even know about my disability hearings. She didn't even know that I was waiting for disability. Y'all didn't even tell her about my disability. She asked me and was telling me about disability. She's like, you could get disability, right? I was like, ma'am, yeah, I didn't even tell her that was the whole reason I was there because she should have known that. From the jump. That should have been the first fucking thing you guys told her. But you didn't because you're fucking liars. You knew what you were doing. That's how you knew what you were doing. And I've been recovering this whole time. The thing is, I had to focus on my health because I couldn't do anything while I was dying and suffering from all these conditions. And I recovered from them. I pulled myself up from my bootstraps and I did all the fucking hard work using my own research, using a lot of my own treatments and things like that I developed. Studying neurology for 10 plus years, studying STEM for 5 years, 25,000 hours, studying medicine and physics. You know how much physics actually helped me? I've been studying physics since I was 5. I've been studying medicine since I was 5. But you guys treated me like I was some imbecile, putting me down at every turn, trying to make me seem like I was an idiot. When you guys knew. When I found out I was a savant, everything made sense, man. That blew my mind. I was like, no wonder these motherfuckers were using my ass. They were using me for the shit that benefited them. And once the disabilities started to add up, they threw me away like I was fucking trash. So when you could benefit from my gifts, you exploited the fuck out of it. But as soon as I became too much of a burden, I was family before that. I was your son before that. I was your brother before that. But after that, it wasn't your responsibility anymore. After 22 years, after calling me family, after, because that's what family does. They take care of each other when they get sick and stuff like that. I was family up until you stopped, the money started to, but it's not even like, because you guys weren't even, you preached fiscal responsibility to me my entire life. I actually took that to heart. I'm very frugal. I took that to heart. I listened to so many of your lessons about financial responsibility. So even though I didn't have barely any money when I lived in that house, I didn't spend a dime on entertainment. You know how many video games I wanted to buy? I didn't even, I came up with the schemes. I wanted to play Power World. That was the only video game I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy Power World, and I was able to get it for $5, bro. I was able to get that shit for $5, and I played it for 2 weeks, and then I deleted that shit because I was like, this is cool, but it ain't Minecraft. But yeah, I made do, and I didn't spend beyond my means, and I paid for the things that I could afford, that I needed. I had to skip on food for some weeks. Sometimes I had to skip out on medicine, but I never, yeah. Like in the car thing, pretending like I sold the car. when I told you that the car was stolen, but you're like, oh, you should have just gave him the title. You guys still haven't given me the title to my car, which is still stolen. It's reported to police. The police know about this gang. So the lie, like, you guys spreading the lie that I sold my car, and I even have the receipts to prove that I didn't sell the car, and the receipts to prove that he was extorting me and that he stole the car. Because it wasn't a cash thing. It was a cash thing. I literally have fucking receipts from him extorting me. If I sold the car to him, then it would be the other way around, right? He would have been the one giving me money. But instead, I was the one giving him money. They were literally watching me, my every move. If I went to the police, and I did try to go to the police, it literally could have cost me my life. I went to the police like 5 times. Each time could have killed my ass. You know, and the police didn't do shit about it. But when you had your police connections come in, they finally took those people out of the house. The traffickers, the human traffickers, the gun traffickers, the drug traffickers. They traffic women, and you guys let them go for rent. So you could steal back the house that you gave me as a gift. You know, it was a dumb fucking gift to give a psychotic man when he couldn't take care of himself. But I think you guys knew that. I personally, I have a lot of theories, but that's why I want you guys to explain why you did what you did, why you had to be conniving about it, pretending like you loved me and were trying to help me till the very end. And then at the very end, just like, oh yeah, by the way, fuck you, and then blocked me so I couldn't say anything. But then when I went back to Jacksonville to fight for my tenant rights, I found out from the neighbors that you guys were spreading lies about me. So had I not gone back to Jacksonville, I would never have known about all the lies you guys spread about me. That my neighbor told me about and the mother-in-law told me about. Because the thing about the mother-in-law, I'm going to throw her under the bus for a second. Because me and her, we started to get along. We started to talk a lot. She was sending me pictures of her fucking cats. I like that woman. I really like her. You guys lied to her. She's a very honest woman. I showed her where the food banks were, even though you guys were treating me like trash. But she needed help too. She was disabled too. She was suffering too. I really felt for her. So I put aside my anger for her daughter and son-in-law and their father, who were the ones who betrayed me. So I'm not gonna hate on her. I'm not gonna blame her for what you guys did. Immediately when I saw you guys lied, I didn't even think about her in any negative way, and I got to know her, and we talked a lot, and that woman is amazing, and I see why Bella lived so long. I see why Sarah, before she met this piece of shit, her husband, I know why she was the way she was. It's, her mom is one of the most amazing women I've ever met in my entire life, and you guys lied to her. And I think she started to catch on, because when I told her I was leaving, finally, I think she knew that I think she knew what I was thinking. And I saw her tear up, because I think she caught on that what you guys were doing was wrong. But she had to survive, and I get that. She had to survive, and I wanted her to survive too. I didn't want her staying with her best friend who was helping her out, who was sleeping on the couch and letting her sleep in the bed. I felt for both of them. I met both of them. I helped them move furniture. I brought her a mirror from off the street that I knew she would like, because I knew her taste. That's how well I got to know her. She brought me food, and I brought her food from the pantry. I showed her how to do it, and she was so, even though, like me, I was being trafficked. So when I went to the food bank, there were people in the house with me. So I was just like, yeah, I'll sign up for family. And I told her, I was just like, well, they don't really check if you put fat for family. But she's like, no, I'm just an individual. I only need one case. I was like, this woman, man, she won my heart bad. So the fact that you guys lied to her to get me out, it really pisses me off. But hey, keep lying. Like I said, I got the receipts for the car too. Like, you guys are so dumb, because you didn't even think about the consequences of your actions. You didn't even think about the information I had. Like, come on, man.